Show. We're with you Monday through Friday from 2 until 4. Hope you give us a chance and give us a like, too. Punch that like and give us a follow here on Woodward Sports. We welcome in, like we do every Thursday, right around the 3:30 time slot, Dr. Jeffrey Pierce, good friend of ours, the Injury Insider. How are you, Doc?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Yeah, we missed you last week, you know.
I know. We didn't have our thing together.
Yeah, what the hell? Were you in Greece? Is that where you were at?
I was in the south of France. So
South of France. How did that go?
Nice, Cannes. It was amazing. Truly amazing. I mean, the weather was beautiful. It was a good bonding trip with my children, my son and my daughter. So it was their graduation present. And,
wow. Look at that. Congratulations.
I didn't even get a party for my graduation.
Same.
And you're going to the south of France. That's pretty awesome.
They're good kids, man. They deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it. I've met his son. I've met his son and daughter.
Side note, man, she hit the ball in country miles. She's actually become a really good golfer. It was actually fun playing with her and watching her stroke. Like,
yeah, you were playing in that outing in Ann Arbor, right?
100%. No. Doc's outing.
Oh no, that was at Oak Point.
Yeah, that was at Oak Point.
That's right.
That's when we played at Oak Point, man. Like,
yeah,
she actually held the team down, realistically.
Did she? Well, we know it was Doc who was holding the team down. So.
Time out. You hit some good shots. I said she held the team down. There's a difference. It's like talking about the going to work Pistons. Like, yeah, Tayshaun hit some good shots. Chauncey held the team down, and so if you want to say Ben, then Ben. Yeah. She held the team down. You hit some really good shots.
It's okay to see she's better than you, Doc.
Yeah.
No, she's without a doubt is better.
Okay, that's all he's saying.
You get the credit for that, though.
Yeah.
You get the credit
You're
for
the one who helped teach her.
You put her in it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that double edge.
For sure.
I'll take the double edge on that. But I contributed early.
True.
Which is very unusual for my game.
Yeah.
So that was the comfort I had of my staff, and I will do a shout-out to my staff.
Good point.
We put on a great event. We raised good money for Athletes Unlimited, for our disabled athletes. Vladdy was there. Obviously the guys were all Woodward Sports was well supported. Shout-out to Woodward Sports for doing that. I loved it. And we had a perfect day. I think the backdrop of the show was great. I think the cause is great. I think the awareness that we're making is great. And, I always bring it up. I started this thing 28 years ago.
Say, you've done it a long time.
And it was a battle to get the respect for our disabled athletes with Gatorade and Nike, which I met in person, the higher-ups, and they said they weren't ready. And now it's full support. And I think they're starting to realize that even at our events, like I think you got to meet a lot of the athletes. Yeah. Our gentleman that's actually got a scholarship that's going to U of M. It's amazing how we can complain so much, and then it bothers me that some people don't get it when you watch someone struggling and being such a high-level athlete, the amount that they have to go through, missing a limb, being a spinal cord injury, having the assistance, and they do it with a smile.
Yeah, how little they complain compared to us.
God, it's like crazy. And nobody, I really push it. Nobody's looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
We're looking for awareness. And I say it, I won't get on that soapbox because we got a lot to talk about, but it's just the society today. I had a wonderful conversation today with a patient who's been married 60 years this Thursday.
Wow.
And I had to ask him, how? How did you do it?
So today marks their 60th anniversary.
No, right? A week from today will be their 60th anniversary.
Okay.
And he was a school teacher in the Bloomfield system for 41 years.
Wow.
So this is a real contributor, a guy with a good infrastructure base. And they're even saying, the wife's over in the corner is like, these kids today, these phones today. I mean, are we moving to a better world? This is a bigger question.
Yeah,
that's outside of
we're getting philosophical now.
Yeah, we can have that debate some other time, but I thought your event was fantastic. Kudos to you and all the people who support you, Braylon, for being there to support as well. We were glad that we could be part of it. So thank you for inviting us. We really appreciate it. But speaking of injuries, of course, everybody was rocked by last week's Lions-Falcons game in which Maurice Norris had to leave the field with a neck injury, and they stopped the game. From your vantage point, what did you notice about that, and how career-threatening is that for that young man?
So you really have to break that down because you can see visually that he had uncontrollable movements, right? Which was interpreted later as a seizure. The actual impact of his neck going back at that velocity to full extension, I don't know if we have it. We have it there? Where you have that full velocity, full blown, going hard, going, Campbell speed, and that extension and his whole body moving forward, you probably got some type of sever of both the neck and the concussion movement of the brain. And that combination, which is very rare, is that you have that impact seizure. When you start having a seizure, that's a scary moment, right? You don't know if that's going to lead to spinal cord injury. So there was a few physicians commenting on this. Kudos to the team, to the medical team that were there to control that situation, because that is a situation that can be, and we've had an unfortunate situation in the history of the Lions of someone passing away with those kind, and we've also had a severe spinal cord injury.
Yep.
So that was all you got to think, and we get to look at it now days later. But when you're active and you're the medical on that team, all that's going through your head. Is this guy going to die in front of me? Is he become a spinal cord injury? What I do in the next 30 seconds to 2 minutes is so vital. And they did that. And we all get to be Monday morning quarterbacks. Yeah. But imagine being there at that second on that field. And for the players, you saw all the players just all their energy leaving their faces. Like, holy cow, what's going on? And that's what they think to begin with, and Braylon can contest. When you see an injury, you start thinking that could be me. That, is that me? This is the game we're playing. So as much as we want to bet and do all the betting and gambling and debating, it's a serious game that your life's on the line at times. Not to be too dramatic, but I'm just trying to emphasize the medical team doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, I agree.
You're talking about split seconds that you got to be smart enough where your instinct kicks in, and they did that. Yeah. And fortunately, a seizure is a scary thing to watch if any of you have seen it, because a lot of times you just want to work through it. And it really is a short-circuiting of the brain, right? You shock either the brain or the spinal cord. It's usually the brain 90% of the time, which is probably what it came to, but it was the combination of the two, if I had a guess, that kind of short-circuit everything, and everything just starts reacting. The muscles, you saw him shaking on the side, which is a bit, I think freaky and unusual and scary. And fortunately, he's come out of it. He's in concussion protocol.
It's good. The cervical spine. Yeah, but not that he was practicing, but back.
Kudos to the doctor. Kudos to the doctors and first responders in the scene. I think it goes back to the DeMar Hamlin situation. I think that situation on that Monday night game, it starts to let the NFL know, moving forward, if we have these things, this is kind of how we'll deal with it, because I thought they took the time. You got to take time in those situations. The first time that I've ever saw this was my sophomore year at Michigan. Cato June was a safety for us, played for the Indianapolis Colts and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He got similar situation. He went down. He had the motions. He had the movement. They stopped it. You could hear a pin drop in the big house, and I saw grown men cry. Like, I'm talking about guys that were my peers, grown men, like fifth-year seniors, fourth-year seniors, and they were literally crying on the field for one of their own. So it does take time to be able to even get back to the mental capacity to go out there and play a game. Like you said, like, you see that, I got to take a break to realize that could be me. Now I'm not running my route as hard. Now I'm looking at the safety who was Bob Sanders that particular game. I'm like, do I want to go across the middle? But getting back to this injury, this situation, I don't want to make this about 2020 and what happened, but we've seen this a lot more. Yes, we had it one time with the Detroit Lions years ago. Yes, we had another time with the Detroit Lions, 91, 92. We know about that one. But it seems that it's happening more in this specific type where you'll see a seizure and then you'll see a concussion and they're working together. Has it changed and has it become more since COVID, or did they not just talk about it or show it as much in the NFL?
Well,
or since 2020, I guess cat's out the bag.
I mean, 2020, you're talking about minor changes where, concussion has become a bigger thing. Was it hidden? Was it as publicized? Yeah. You got cameras on every view. You don't have anybody saying cameras down, nothing. We're seeing everything. Everything's being transparent. Yeah. We feel like the audience should have every angle. So did it happen? Yeah. The injuries were worse back in the day. You're talking 2020. We're awareness of the concussion, right? Was the speed we can go back to leather helmets. Yeah. You didn't move as fast.
Red grain.
You're coming in with I had a guy today he played football, played all the sports. We used our head. If your helmet wasn't marked up, then you didn't play hard enough.
100%. That wasn't.
We should call it meat.
That was the thing, yeah.
Right.
That's what used to be called, the meat on the helmet.
Yeah.
Like some different marks.
Or the other team's colors on your helmet.
Yeah, we call
I mean, that was the way you played.
Yeah.
Well, he's now dealing with a neck injury that probably started back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm answering your question. I think we're definitely more aware of it. We publicize it more. You now have a neurologist that sits on the sideline as a third party for concussions. So the NFL is doing everything not to hurt the game, but be more aware of the game, right? So it's been there. I think you're having it at a higher rate of transparency. A lot of this was hidden. A guy was hurt, unknown injuries. All of a sudden, he just kind of fades away. Now it's in the public eye of everything.
Yeah. Good answer. Hey, before we let you go, ceiling and floor for the Lions this year. How many wins could you envision them winning in a perfect scenario? How many wins could you envision them winning in a worst case scenario?
So I saw on there, I would say 13 would be the ceiling, 9 is probably the floor.
Okay. So
but I agree with Braylon. I was listening.
Okay, we appreciate
when they start. I tuned in.
Yeah.
I think in any sport, even I compare it back to my son's Cranbrook lacrosse, you have to win the games you're supposed to win. Right now, the Lions are supposed to. Are they favored in every game they play?
Yeah, except one.
I doubt it. Yeah,
it's only 2 games they're not favored in: the Baltimore Ravens game and the Eagles game.
Yeah, so actually, I'll be at the Eagles game.
Wow. Might change the week of, but yeah, for right now, he says 2.
Yeah, so they should be close to that 13, 15 mark.
Yeah, I think 13.
You got to win the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Good information. Always appreciate it. Thanks, Doc, for swinging in again. Great job in the golf outing.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so enjoyable to be out there and see the people who get supported.
So I have one question.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So getting back to my couple that was 60 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Would there be a good show to bring on couples that have been married over 30 years to explain to the young people what is the real cookbook to successful relationships and marriage?
Sure, the dating game, but that's a long time ago.
Yes and
no. These are already married. The insight of what you have to do in the struggles to stick through it.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be good. It'd be better for younger married couples, but single people don't want to listen to married couples. Yeah. I tried.
Not on the sports show.
Some married people don't want to listen to married people. Yeah. That'd be good for a podcast somewhere down the road. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. Are we socially ready for something like that? I think it would be good. Not necessarily on Woodward Sports.
It wouldn't be appropriate for the Braylon Edwards show, but at some point, I mean, there is.
I getting people divorced and they blaming me.
Sorry. I just found the Braylon Edwards recommendation.
True. Hey man, fight it out.
Yeah, there you go.
Work it out, man.
Well, yeah, work it out.
You signed the contract. Figure it out.
Let's get to the mailbag.